Sucker!
Well, howdy, America. This is Fast Track to Fascism. I'm Heather.
And I'm Christa.
We'd just like to welcome you to the Fascist Loop.
We decided to call today's episode the Fascist Loop because that seems like a good name for the 6-cycle Ferris wheel that we're all on.
Of tyranny.
Of tyranny, yeah.
Somebody telling you how to live. So we wanted to remind everybody of a few key points in history that were where people have been faced with tyranny and they've risen up, or where they've been faced with tyranny and they've had to put up with it until they actually rise up. Let's think of the best examples we can.
Rome.
Best example is a good one. Spanish Inquisition.
What is it? The Ottoman Empire.
Ottoman Empire. Okay. Tibet and the persecution of the Buddhist monks.
Japan and China conflict. I don't know what it was called.
Israel and Palestine.
Ooh, Germany and Hitler.
Wow. And then of course Mussolini, Stalin.
Yeah.
Etc. So the thing that we've quoted before in many episodes is Naomi Wolf and her End of America.
Her 10 steps to closing
down
a
free
democracy.
society. Yeah. And what she talks about the reasons that the founding fathers wrote our documents that make our country what they are. They wrote these documents because they had been in the face of tyranny and they knew exactly what to expect and they knew how they did it. And they knew what they wanted to control and the whole enslavement of populations and monarchies.
There are specific things in the Constitution to basically prevent America from being taken over by a dictator.
And those things are there to remind the people that they are the ones that are empowered to keep that dictator away.
And I will put up a link for the Declaration of Independence, and I recommend that every single person out there that watches me tonight, tomorrow, the next week, the next year, please go read it. Please. It's really important that every American take every single word, even the part where he's going through, King George's fuck-ups, let's just say. That's really important. Okay? That's really important. Especially the sentence where it says it is the duty of those people to overthrow that government.
And so I had a breakthrough tonight, just right before we started recording the show, and my grandpa called me because he has oil and natural gas, and he's a petroleum geologist, and very smart man. And anyways, he called me back because I had called my grandmother earlier and asked her why gas prices all of a sudden fell. Like, did he feel like the demand really decreased that drastically, that they're at 54, dollars a barrel right now?
I think it was actually 56.
Whatever, 54, okay. 56, that's $2 difference. I mean, if I'm wrong on the 54, 56, guys, I'm sure you can get over it. Anyways, and he told me that he was fearful. And this is a man that used to support Bush. I mean, Bush has used his kitchen phone. Colin McMillan used to live across the street from us. Anyways, this is a man that to me was completely asleep, like completely brainwashed. And I've actually said it before that, he's just, there's no talking sense to him. There's no waking him up to what's going on. He just really believes that, don't question it. It's terrorism. We're going to war,
I can vouch for that. I've heard her say it.
Yeah. And tonight he told me that the American people are going, and he said, I don't know why they're not rallied at the courthouse. And so what you're telling me here is, according to the Patriot Act, for practicing dissent, of rallying at the courthouse for being upset about the way things are going with, here we go again for another round of bailouts. Like, let's go, people. But at least he's 80 years old, and he's like, there needs to be rallies. Well, according to these Patriot Act documents and things like that, he could be called a terrorist. Are you serious? My grandpa helped with the Army Corps of Engineers on the Panama Canal in I think the early 60s, maybe late 50s. I think. No, maybe it was 45. I can't forget how old he is. He seems real young to me. But, and what this ties into our middle point here, which is Benjamin Franklin's quote of...
Yes, it's a wonderful story, actually. A woman had asked him, after they got done discussing the foundations of this new fledgling nation and government, and he responded to her with, "A republic, madam, if you can keep it." And I think those are very important words, because "if you can keep it" is the key phrase here. We need to remember why we broke away from England and the tyranny of King George.
And started something new.
Yes.
In the hope for everyone to...
Yeah, hope for the betterment of the,
of humanity, even.
The human race, you know? These are very, very, very important words, and if we want to know how to fix freedom, we need nothing more than to look back at these documents.
But we really hope it doesn't come down to the revolution status where we've got to actually start fighting our oppressors.
I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know.
So the only way to not do that is if we all get together on the 5th of December and we all go to our courthouses, wherever we live, and we make it a national thing. Make it a national thing. Everybody, I don't care where you live. I don't care if you live in Bronco, Texas, which is population like 2. The thing is that on the 5th, we are going, and this is what we're going to try to start this movement here in Lubbock. You guys can do it anywhere you want. It's open to whoever wants to. Of course, we're not going to get out there. And if we all do it on the same day, if we all go and we say, which is our next point, we are not holding the criminals accountable for their crimes.
There's no statute of limitations
on murder,
on treason. So I came up with a little poem. It's off of the 5th of November poem. Remember the 5th of December. Government treason and plot. I see no reason why government treason should ever be forgot. So.
And if you guys don't want to see, FEMA camps in action more than they already are, if you don't want to,
you don't want to have them come and take your guns,
if you don't want to be facing a bullet in your brain because we did nothing, we've really got to stand up. And I mean, it means like today, I have been astounded. It's like every day I wake up, I meet more and more and more and more people that know, and they know. And I was telling my grandpa, I said, "Grandpa, it's okay because there's all these people that know." And he goes, "Well, if they don't get off their butts and do something, Heather, then nothing's going to happen." And my grandpa's a pretty influential person. I bet you he could write Congress, and he could write, Senator Bingaman of New Mexico and Domenici or whatever his name is. He knows them personally. I mean, if he really, really, really felt that strongly, I mean, he could use his influence to talk to these people and be like, "Hey, what the hell are we doing here? Like, can't you do something? Stand up a little bit, pull a Kucinich."
Yeah, pull a Kucinich. That's our new phrase.
If we do not hold the criminals accountable, we open our country back up to tyranny. We say it is okay for presidents to lie to it. It is okay for presidents to violate the Constitution, to violate our rights, our human rights, our God-given rights, to commit treason against our own country. They took, both presidential candidates for this election, both took foreign money for their campaigns. Mm-hmm. I mean, that is illegal.
It's common knowledge, too.
Because you have funds from another government coming into your government to help you get in office. That's totally not sovereign. Yeah, sovereign. Sorry. If we do not stand up on the 5th of December or right now and talk to everyone we meet and in every situation, and I'm not talking about yelling at them or being, mean.
Yeah, no. We need to keep our composure because
and be nice and friendly,
Well, that's what's going to make them take us seriously is remaining firm in composure.
When I tell you what, if you are ever facing a Gestapo-like force, if you're at a protest,
charges.
You say, "I'm not going to sue your county. I'm not going to sue your police force." You say, "I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you." So can you imagine at the DNC or the RNC, all these people getting arrested, if those badge numbers would have actually been displayed on those Gestapo motherfuckers? I imagine that if that would have happened, and instead of suing the city, which had gotten $10 million to avoid having any trouble with practicing a police state at a peaceful protest, I kind of have a feeling that all those officers that were doing what they were doing, if those people would have been like, "Oh, officer number blah 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 blah, I'm gonna sue you personally. I'm coming for your house because you're not upholding your oath and you were hurting my life and hurting me as a free American citizen."
I actually read a comment the other day. It told of a story of a cop who had come up to this guy and he said, "Look at me. As soon as shit meets fan, this uniform's coming off because I have a family too." So that's always a plus.
Anyways, if you, I mean, we understand. We've done the dumbing down episodes. If you've watched all our episodes, you shouldn't understand where we're at in our thought process. And in conclusion, here, we're just gonna say that, you know, inform yourself, because they're not gonna do it for you.
And seriously, do not stand for tyranny.
And stand up against it, or else your children and your grandchildren will know nothing but it.
On the 5th of December, I think it would be a very wise idea for us all of us, to go down to our courthouses and stand up and say, no, please prosecute these people, because this is not right. I'm pressing charges against these people for treason, for murder.
Yep. Well, we love you guys.
We love you.